So, how's that boiler up going for you?
Still great because we're still the best team in the country.
Purdue's not even the best team in the state.
Welcome back to the Westfield Sports Show. On this week's show, we recap the week in Westfield Sports, preview the next week in Westfield Sports, and go over some of the relevant games in college basketball. The girls basketball team lost in sectionals last Tuesday, 45-31. Besides the first quarter, we were very much on par with Zionsville offensively, but we just could not surpass their talent.
The season by the Lady Rocks was something to look highly of. They ended up above 500, going 12-11. They will be back next year. Coach Key will get a better feel for her players, and Ellie Kelleher has even more time to get even better than she already is. Great season, girls.
Now on to the guys' side. They had one game last week, a seldom loss to a tough conference opponent in Fishers.
The offense was just not there. The defense was holding star Jalen Harrelson to the low 10s point-wise, a contrast to his average of 21 points per game.
We may be on a rough patch as of late, dropping 4 of our last 5, but if we can corral our offense, we can enter the sectional with a record of 16-6, which would be one of the best in the conference.
Our week this week entails 3 games all away, which is a treat for Evan, who films all the away games.
Yeah, you know, 2 long trips and a relatively short trip this week. First, on Tuesday, we're up in Lafayette to play Harrison. Friday, we're at Hamilton Heights, which will be a game. And then Saturday, we're at Lewis Cass, which is just a few minutes south of Logansport, where we played regionals last year.
I missed the Berry Bowl.
Me too. That atmosphere was just truly electric.
But, you know, Assembly Hall is the best atmosphere in the state. In wrestling, 5 of our 7 boys who made it out of this sectional made it out of the regional.
Ike O'Neill, who will definitely get on the podcast at some point, won his regional, so a huge congrats to him. Jake Sayes finished 2nd, Porter Temples and Jason Rooney finished 3rd, and Jonathan Tanner placed 4th.
They all punched their ticket to semi-state at Newcastle this week.
And finally, a whole lot of Lady Rock swimmers and divers advanced to state this past weekend. I contemplated letting Aiden write this next part of the sports show, but then I realized that would probably get out of hand.
Well, why is that, Evan?
Because IU beat Purdue when they were favored at home.
What's home's name?
That would be Assembly Hall.
That's right. Trace Jackson Davis put on a show, and with a supporting cast that Zach Edey didn't have, beat Purdue 79-74. Zach Edey looked like a kid trying to play against Michael Jordan. He looked so useless. What was he even doing?
Yeah, that happened.
Sorry for that. You talking about Zach Edey all the time just got to me.
I don't blame you. You know, if you were talking about the best player in the country all the time, I'd be annoyed too.
Purdue hosts Iowa on Thursday and then travels to Evanston on Sunday to play a tournament team in Northwestern.
And IU hosts Rutgers Tuesday and goes to Ann Arbor to play Michigan on Saturday.
But what about Butler and Ball State?
Well, following an exciting win versus Amoni Bates' Eastern Michigan, the Cards travel to Central Michigan on Tuesday and then host Bowling Green on Saturday. And Butler is too irrelevant to talk about anymore. They're too bad.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Not a whole lot more to talk about, if I'm being honest. I mean, just make sure to listen in on the Shamrock Sportscast, available on all streaming platforms.
We only have like 15 sports shows left, I would say.
I'd prefer not to think of that right now.
You just want to go film bad parking.
That's all from the Sports Desk. Stay breezy and go Rocks.